Hi, everyone.
Hello,
So
hello.
glad. So, Noriko Yokoi here with our LinkedIn Live that we are starting to have more frequently than before because generative engine optimization has become such a huge topic and there's so many different facets to it. And I'm so happy to have today Torsten Linz, who is a co-founder at 3Cubed AI. And more importantly, he is the chief engineer behind Findable.app. And one of the things that we've been talking about and educating everyone about is really about GEO tools and platforms and what you should know about them. And I mentioned some of this at my LinkedIn Live before, a couple of weeks ago, but I really wanted Torsten to come in and to talk about it from more of an engineering angle. And I thought that that might be a very useful topic to discuss today.
So again, what we see is, everybody's using these engine to do research. And there is a study that like 60% of B2B research will be conducted, on language learning models in the future. I feel like we are already there and everybody's using it to conduct research. It's not like we're just going to Google anymore. We're just sitting there and actually ChatGPT pulls out exactly what we need to know at this point of time. For that reason, you as a brand, if you're not present actually on any of these language learning model sites, you will be probably missing out a lot. The time of just blue links, so the Google SEO, is definitely over. And right now, there's a shift happening in the market where all the old SEO marketers, they are shifting over to GEO because they feel like their client base, a lot of these companies, they are missing out if they are not on any of these language learning model platforms.
Mm-hmm.
The question is always, why is GEO so hard? It is not like SEO, right, where you actually just book or build your link strategy. You actually update your website. The issue is, and I've seen this, I've just talked about this, that number one is that the quality or the response is never be the same, right? So the prompt returns a different brand across a different user base, or it actually leaves it out. So that means it is not predictable. Then again, we have a lot of buyers who do not use any brands at all. So when they actually ask ChatGPT, they leave out the brand because they are looking for general information, for general advice. Then, and this is, I guess, very important, we have the opaque ranking. So AI engines, they don't disclose how they pick actually what they recommend. There's a lot of people in the market claiming they have access to the back end and they have a way to figure out the prompt. The reality is none of these AI engines will ever disclose any of their prompts just because of privacy reasons. And then
I think that we should underscore that, right? Because we've heard so many people say they have an in with OpenAI or Claude, and that's just not true.
No, it is actually not true. There is no in, right? Because again, it would be violate their own terms and conditions. But again, it's their own business model, and nobody wants actually to have them actually look into their own prompting engine because ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, they of course use their own data because data is king here, and they won't actually disclose this to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course personalized output. Prompts return. The same prompts return different results and different for different users for different machines, right? So based on your search behavior, based on your browser behavior, even on your knowledge base on your ChatGPT, you're getting a different result. This is what we know from Google, right? You have a cookie in the back end and all of a sudden you have a different result, and it's actually no different here.
So I was on a LinkedIn Live last week when, I had a question about this, about personalized output. What if, I have a tool like Findable and we keep on asking the same question over and over? Does that bias it? So what is the answer to that?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I guess we always get the engine, ChatGPT or Claude. I mean, they're not necessarily learning from our prompt, and Findable actually, I mean, runs the analysis, but we are looking actually into ChatGPT. We are taking actually the output from ChatGPT. So no, I mean, the system is not biased, because it would be difficult. I mean, the question is if I keep adding the same prompt over and over again, large language learning models, I mean, I can't actually add more than 1,000 or 2,000 prompts per day. I can do this programmatically. But again, the engine has been trained on giving different results. And this is based on user, based on location, based on your browsing history. So it will be difficult to really trick the system, trick the engine into what you want to achieve.
Okay. Anything else that you want to discuss on this slide before going forward to the next one?
No.
Okay.
There are actually a handful of methods in the market. I mean, I mentioned 3. There are actually 5 or 6. But we want to discuss just a handful of these. Let me move on to, this is the let me move on to synthetic prompting. What this actually is, it's like, I want to find out what a buyer potentially might ask, right? It gives me some direction here, but it actually doesn't give me a real data that is grounded actually in reality. So the way this works is that we generate, a prompt, and for a category or a keyword or an intent. And again, this is, a synthetic prompt. And then we put this into the LLM, and at the same time, in different engines, and then we record the response. Again, this is not grounded in a real prompt. This is just an assumption how a buyer would actually prompt the engine. And what we're trying to figure out is if actually a brand is being mentioned on that response.
So that's one way of synthetic prompts.
Just one way. That's just one way. And 3 more then.
Yeah. So how does Findable differ from like synthetic prompts?
Let me go here. We are in the citation level of prompting. As I've shown before, we set this up. We're trying to find a competition, because we feel competition is actually very important when we set up the prompting. We are trying to model the industry-specific prompts, and we validate these prompts in the engines. So whenever we have like a handful, like 10 prompts, we query these prompts, validate these, and we set them in the system. And this is how we query actually if a product or a brand is being mentioned. And this is different. It's grounded actually in real prompts, not necessarily related to a brand, but actually to for a user. Just based on the user's information that he enters.
Okay. All right. So what about the opt-in panels? That's a very interesting method, right?
Yeah, it's more a marketing research method. There's a lot of these. There's these panels, and there's these Chrome extensions. So a user would actually install an extension, on his machine, and whenever he uses a ChatGPT, the prompt is being captured and the output is being captured. And it's being recorded, extracted, and then the findings are being weighted to. It's not on a user base; it's more on a buyer segment, because again, it's about personal data here. But many of these organizations or brands, they want to understand how is my segment actually using ChatGPT to find my brand.
Okay. All right.
And then we do have, let me see. Yeah, we talked about these, the opt-in panels, the model volume. And this is pretty much, you invent actually a prompt, right? You can't verify the model volume here. because I mean nobody publishes actually the frequency data. So vendor selects a topic, I mean a keyword, I mean a cluster he wants to analyze, and then somebody or a tool generates a set of synthetic buyer prompts in order to simulate that user behavior.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. So, and then the first party signals, what's that?
The first party signals is more like a traditional, almost like an SEO search, right? I mean, you actually cluster your page. You crawl your page, you look for referrals on your page, your content, you score your content, then you find your gaps and you optimize basically, I mean, based on these recommendations. I mean, this is still important for GEO. I mean, a GEO score should actually include this as part of the overall score, but this one does not answer the question, how are you being ranked actually on ChatGPT? It just tells you what is wrong with your page and what is it what you need to optimize that GEO engines can actually find you.
So one of the questions that we keep on having is, which methodology is the best methodology? And I think that's why a lot of people have come on to our LinkedIn Live to ask, because if you go to their websites, they're very benefit oriented, right? How many times you've been cited, how much you've increased your citations, 10x, 17x, whatever it is. You see a lot of that in the messaging. And so part of our messaging to our LinkedIn Live audience is, really ask about the methodology, because you might be surprised or even disappointed if some of the search results that are coming back is really not reality, right?
Correct. Yeah. I mean, the biggest issue, one of the issues, is we don't have like a uniform methodology yet. Right? I mean, there are different scores in the market, and everybody has their own methodology to build up a score. Right? So the question, of course, is what is actually important in order to move the needle, and the reality is you need to be cited. I mean, in ChatGPT or Claude. Otherwise, I mean, there's no point actually doing all the optimizations here. And number two, of course, is your website. You still need to optimize your website for GEO. You need to have like a FAQ section. You need to have an H2 and stuff like this in order to be found by the language learning model. Far more important is content, right? How do you actually get content into the market so that actually ChatGPT can cite you?
Okay, I'm going to go on to the next slide here. Well, this is a nice slide. Great snapshot.
So how they differ, I mean, if you look at us, right, so what we are trying to do is actually trying to get to the real buyer prompts. So instead of inventing or modeling prompts, I mean, we look at real data. And in our early conversations, when we talked about the direction we want to take this, we have to look at real data here, right? Because you cannot just invent data or come back with assumptions, because this is not going to be helpful for any user. So our engine is actually connected, of course, to these four LLMs, and we query. I mean, all these prompts we talked about. We do a daily, refresh. We do it now. Every 4 hours. And based on that, we do a citation level parsing. That means we are looking actually at external pages like Reddit, like LinkedIn, GitHub, publisher pages. If they cite actually our brand, because this is actually important. This is what ChatGPT wants to know, that you're being cited actually by GitHub.
So almost like third-party
Yes.
citations sort of strengthen your credibility.
Correct. Credibility is the word, is the keyword here. Yeah. All right. Nike.com. Nike. Detected this from this site. Oh, yeah. See, it already pulled in the data. Once I put in the URL, you already have the descriptions in here. Financial, hospital, real estate. We leave this out. Tracked, queries, and that project. All right. It should pull in the competition in a second.
Okay, so when you put in the URL, describes what the website is, and then it automatically
falls in automatically, correct. Yeah.
Competitors.
Yeah. Okay, what it did is actually, see, you already get your target queries here. It pulls, creates these automatically based on your brand and your website. So we got 10 queries that we can test now. You can actually add your own, and you can add countries if you want.
So how is this different from synthetic prompts? Like when this is pulled?
Yeah, like, it's pulled from the engines, right? It's actually pulled from the engines. And what we will do here is when we go to prompts, we can actually verify these, right? So what we do here right now, we just click verify and see if they actually generate real results.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is hard.
Okay. So what is the result here?
Just 1 second. It's actually yeah, it's running, but we can come back to this one in a sec. And the same, okay, they all have been verified. You see, they all secured all the engines now, and they're all valid. So next one is your competition, right? So you can do the same as your competition, right? You can have the engine find this, or you can add your own competitors here. And then actually they will be permanent in your search.
Permanent meaning that there is a history track.
Yes, a history, right? We have a history here, so we have a scan history here. So this is the first one. We have not run this yet. We're just running this, setting this up, and you see actually entire history. I mean, over the last years, you can actually go back.
Great.
Okay. It provides you with actions. So we haven't run this yet. Let's run this very quick. Okay, here's all the data we need, and run project. And now it actually looks for Nike. And tries to figure out the GEO score, and will give you citation status immediately. It will show you who is actually being recommended. If it's not you, again, it may be Adidas, it may be Under Armour, New Balance, or any of the other ones. And what we can do here is, when we look at results, we find the citation gap. So that means if we are not being cited, we can actually find out why.
Okay. So for listeners who are on this call today, what if they want to run their own analysis? What's the best?
The best way is to come to our website, right? Or they ping us on LinkedIn, and we can actually set them up and run them brand on our engine, and have them like test the engine for like a week and see the results. Yeah.
So what's the result here?
All right. So what you see, the result is you get the score, the competition. You got 23 competitors now. All right. You see actually here, I mean, it's very stable. So they always cite Nike. Then it looks at the site, right? And all right, it makes actually suggestions. So you have 9-week signals here. You can actually look at this in a second. Then it shows all your competitors who are being cited. It gives you the gap analysis, and that's actually, I mean, let me do this here. In Claude, if somebody looks for Adidas, I mean, they mention actually Nike. So if somebody looks for New Balance, they actually mention Nike, but they also mention Adidas here, right? So you see all the competitors are actually being cited here.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Again, here are the action items, and then, you go here, and then you see, all right, this is what I need to change on my page. Again, we don't have to tell Nike what to change, but again, in order for Geo to find you, you need to have like an FAQ schema map, right? You need to have a customer success. So I mean, these are this general stuff for a company like Nike. It's probably less relevant, but again, consumer stories, right? Hero stories. I mean, how people use Nike, very important in order to be found.
Okay.
The prompts are here again. All are here. Can be again expanded and updated. Same as competition. And then of course it's the citations. So here we have the top 3 citations outside of the language learning model. So you got Bruce running, A6, Oconi, and you see actually all the different sites that actually cite you outside of ChatGPT.
All right. So we've run out of time, but I hope that this was very useful. We did go through some of the methodologies of the competitors, and this is the first time that we actually ran through Findable.apps version 2 that we're really excited to release, and we'll be doing a full release tomorrow. But in the meantime, if you want to ask any questions of us, ping us. Okay? All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming on, and I hope to speak to you soon.